Alright, so here I was thinking that Netmarble was gonna drop 2 new uniforms, one for War Tiger, another for Shadow Shell, and out of nowhere, they just completely switch up the timeline on us, drop sneak peek number 6, and it's actually for She-Hulk, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a massive shake up to the combat category this month, boys, from Hulk, Juggernaut, Titania, Absorbing Man, and now She-Hulk. Next up, hopefully, Abomination. We know they don't like to add new characters, so we'll actually have to wait and see if they add a new character. But my guess is sneak peek number 7, which should be dropping tomorrow or on Sunday, because they like to keep us guessing, right? If you take a look at the bottom here, it doesn't say anything about check out, you know, the details and the patch notes to come or nothing like that. So more than likely, there's going to be a sneak peek number 7, which is why they delayed the September update. So this is good news for me personally. It means we don't have to have 2 really dead dry week, because I know most of you guys don't really care for the Warriors of the Sky, and I think the way how they're going about it here is actually the best way, right? A lot of you guys don't care for the Warriors of the Sky, so what they did, they dropped an amazing update for Hope, and you know, a couple of the characters that you may or may not care about, like Titania and Absorbing Man. People care about Juggernaut, right? And then in between, they dropped something for Sunbird, and you know, Kamala Khan ended up being a banger. Y'all probably don't care about her, but Sunbird, what's her name, Blue Dragon, and Kamala Khan, and now we have She-Hulk. I don't know, I like the way how they're doing it. I know some of you guys are hoping to see Black Widow tier 4 or Luna Snow. We'll actually have to wait and see on that. My guess is that's probably not going to happen until the September update. But anyways, the message here goes, greetings agents, this is CM Fragment of Marvel Future Fight. This talented lawyer has gained new powers after a blood transfusion from her cousin. The Hulk is destroying everybody in PvP right now, so I am super excited to see what She-Hulk is going to bring to the table. Hopefully, it's more than just another bump to her leadership. Last time, she got a decent upgrade where she could actually participate as a DPS, but it was nothing extraordinary. So hopefully, this time around, we see something absolutely fantastic. It says, check out the new looks of this powerful superhero who embodies strength and smarts. I guess they could have said brain and bronze, but it's fine. We're not going to argue semantics here. I'm excited for this for a couple different reasons. She-Hulk is coming way faster than anyone could have predicted. Usually, they wait at least a month after the show concludes to then give us uniforms for, you know, people like Kamala Khan, Scarlet Witch for WandaVision, Moon Knight, etc. This time around, the show is actually running and they're dropping the uniform or uniforms now. This is the best way to go about it. I hope they keep up this kind of pace. 2 episodes into the show, when people are excited for the show, people are still watching the show, that's the best time to do an update for the character in the game, because if people are searching for, you know, possible spoilers or things about stuff that happened in the episode, they might stumble across something related to the Marvel Future Fight update, and before you know it, you got some new players that could possibly become new whales, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we are losing players, I'm telling you that for free. So it's a good look on their part to actually speed up the timeline in regards to these Disney Plus updates. They should fall in line with when the shows are running, and I'd like to see this because that's usually what they do for the movies. So now that they're speeding it up for the Disney Plus shows, hopefully they keep this pace. I would say after 2 episodes in, that's when we need to start seeing these sneak peeks / uniforms, tier 3s, etc. for all of the characters relating, or maybe not all, but like, you know, a couple characters related to the show. Anyways, let's take a look at the sneak peek here. So definitely a pretty cool sneak peek by Marvel Future Fight standards. Some of you guys may or may not like it, but I like seeing the gamma radiation diagnosis here. I really like that. I'm not too sure what the significance of the blade spinning on this kind of like death machine I'm not sure if this is something in the show. You guys are gonna have to let me know because I haven't watched the show. I haven't really been excited for these Disney Plus TV shows for a while now. So I might actually go watch She-Hulk just because she's getting a uniform, right? And it's like happening when the show is actually happening. So maybe I'll watch it with Kate and see. But I'm not too sure what the significance of this little death trap thing is. But either way, in case you missed it, at the very beginning of the sneak peek here, when they're showing her name, you can see, oop, it flickers. Let's go back to 2 seconds. You can see right there, tier 3. That's what's happening, baby. So I know right away some of you guys are gonna have high expectations for She-Hulk because of the fact that Kamala Khan just got an amazing uniform that made her arguably a tier 4 character while still being tier 3. I'm just gonna say temper your expectations because those uniforms are generally few and far between. I do not see them giving multiple characters, especially not multiple characters in the same update, absolutely broken uniforms while they are still at tier 3. Because if that's the case, the bar is going to be set really, really high for future tier 3s. And there's still quite a few characters that haven't been tier 3 yet. Now, that's not to say I want She-Hulk to be weak. I'm just saying it's very unlikely that She-Hulk is going to be as strong as Kamala Khan. Like, I'm pretty sure that I've seen a few people clearing stage 99 of Null. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I definitely know she can do 94 Mephisto, which is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. There isn't even tier 4 characters that can do that yet, and she's doing it at tier 3. So temper your expectations. I want her to be great, definitely. Please, not a repeat of the disaster that is the Syrian Sunbird, right? Definitely don't want that. But seeing as though it's a Disney Plus TV show, and there's the potential to bring in new players from people speaking positively about these uniforms. Hopefully they give her a solid upgrade to more than just her leadership, because that's usually what they do whenever they give She-Hulk a uniform. There's kind of a pattern, right? This is going to be her 4th uniform, and if you take a look all the way back from when she get added to the game. Shout out to the A-Force, man. The A-Force needs some love. Yo, can we get a uniform for Sister Grimm, bro, and Singularity? Like, come on, man. Anyway, so the one thing they've always done is increase her leadership, and her leadership is a pretty amazing leadership. So I'm looking forward to being able to use this in World Boss Legend. It's definitely going to make a difference, especially since she is a human, okay? God, we can't have enough human leaderships, I'm telling you that. So if you take a look, her leadership just constantly goes up. I wonder if it's going to bump up this time, and if so, by how much? Like, is it going to be like 75% extra damage to male types? Keep in mind that majority of the bosses in the game are male types, and all of the legends currently are classified as males. So this is going to be a pretty useful leadership, arguably the best leadership in the game. Now, they do need to change her 4-star passive. It's kind of trash. Now, personally, I would like it if they change her 4-star passive from what it is to something similar to what we've seen from Maya Lopez. Let me just go here and see if I can find her. Decreases chain hit damage received by 20% when attacked. This is actually very useful for PvP. The ignore dodge is also pretty good as well. If they could give something like this to She-Hulk to make her different than Abomination, but also beneficial to the Hulks, because I think she's going to get something related to the Hulks. If she doesn't, it will be lame, right? And I don't want to take anything away from Abomination, because Abomination does offer quite a lot. And I think he's going to be the next one that gets a uniform. And check this out, man. If Abomination gets a uniform or a tier 3 or a Transcendence or whatever, bro, this is going to be so good for skyrocketing Hulk's PvE potential. 20% chain hit damage, extra damage to heroes and villains. Let's freaking go. But She-Hulk, personally, I think she needs a heal. She needs damage accumulation. She needs skills that can be cancelled. And I think probably a little bit more defenses. Like, she has 25% basic defense here and 18% damage reduction, but I think she needs more than that. I hope they don't take away her immunity to guard break. I would like to see She-Hulk in PvP. How sick would it be? You know what? Instead of giving She-Hulk more damage on the leadership, how sick would it be if they made it so that I don't know. Some of you guys are gonna be upset, but I was gonna say maybe the new one only applies to Hulk, but it gives Hulk or Hulk type characters, like gamma radiation characters, right? These guys, if it gives them 65% attack and then it gives them debuff removal, similar to what Blue Dragon has. However, it only applies to the Warriors of the Sky. I think something like this for the Hulks would actually be pretty cool, because then we would get even more damage out of Hulk in PvP. But she would actually have to have some PvP value herself for it to actually be worth running. So we'll have to wait and see what they do for her. I'm excited though. I am personally a big fan of She-Hulk. Last time she got this uniform, I had some fun playing with her, so I'll definitely have fun playing with her this time. Just fingers crossed that they actually give her a sizable update, because she's a female combat character, so she has the potential of like eclipsing Titania already. Titania literally just kicked out Valkyrie out of ABX, and just like that, She-Hulk could just come in and kick her out, because She-Hulk has a better leadership. All they really need to do is give She-Hulk damage accumulation based on damage dealt instead of damage received, and there's a high likelihood that Titania might get replaced. But maybe they don't want to do that, because they'll be messing up their money. So they could go the PvP route and just give her like a PvP type leadership buff and a support passive that, you know, buffs the Hulks and herself obviously for PvP. But you would need like iframe, ignore, and more survivability to keep up with the current meta, especially with Emma Frost and Adam Warlock being as toxic as they are. And it's gonna be a hard task to ask for people to remove their CTP of Insight off She-Hulk, so they're gonna have to do something spectacular to take her out of the support leadership role, right? It's really tough, because like if you take a look at Valkyrie is really good. Like, okay, maybe not really good, but she's pretty good. She's one of the best combat characters in the game. Granted, the combat characters in the game aren't really that powerful, but most people won't ever play Valkyrie like this, because her support passive is so good. So they'll just relegate her to just being a CTP of Insight character. And She-Hulk is in that situation as well, where she has a great leadership for pretty much every piece of PvE content. So unless they give her like an absolutely insane buff to her DPS, it's gonna be, you know, one of those situations where people just leave her with a CTP of Insight and just use her for the same thing that she's been used for a couple of years now. So be interesting to see what they decide to do. I'm excited for the next sneak peek. Hopefully it's Abomination. But if it's Abomination, will it be Abomination tier 3 or Transcendence?